Narrative resumed by Jim Hawkins. As soon as Ben Gunn saw the colours, he came to a halt, stopped me by the arm, and sat down.
"Now," said he, "there's your friends, sure enough. And when Ben Gunn is wanted, you know where to find him, Jim. Just where you found him today. And him that comes is to have a white thing in his hand, and he's to come alone. Oh, and you'll say this. Ben Gunn, says you, has reasons of his own."
"Well," said I believe I understand. You have something to propose, and you wish to see the squire or the doctor, and you're to be found where I found you. Is that all?"
"I reckon you can go, Jim. And Jim—"
Here he was interrupted by a loud report, and a cannonball came tearing through the trees and pitched in the sand not 100 yards from where we two were talking. The next moment each of us had taken to his heels in a different direction. For a good hour to come, frequent reports shook the island, and balls kept crashing through the woods. I moved from hiding place to hiding place, always pursued, or so it seemed to me, by these terrifying missiles. But towards the end of the bombardment, though still I durst not venture in the direction of the stockade, where the balls fell oftenest, I had begun, in a manner, to pluck up my heart again, and after a long detour to the east, crept down among the shoreside trees. The Hispaniola still lay where she had anchored, but sure enough, there was the Jolly Roger, the black flag of piracy flying from her peak. At length I thought I might return towards the stockade. I skirted among the woods until I had regained the rear, or shoreward side, of the stockade, and was soon warmly welcomed by the faithful party, and I had soon told my story. "Is this Ben Gunn a man?" asked the doctor. "I do not know, sir," said I. "I'm not very sure whether he's sane." Before supper was eaten, we buried old Tom in the sand, and stood round him for a while, bareheaded in the breeze. Then, when we'd eaten our pork, and each had a good stiff glass of brandy grog, the three chiefs got together in a corner to discuss our prospects. Our best hope, it was decided, was to kill off the buccaneers until they either hauled down their flag or ran away with the Hispaniola. From 19 they were already reduced to 15, 2 others were wounded, and one at least, the man shot beside the gun, severely wounded, if he were not dead. And besides that, we had 2 able allies, rum and the climate. As for the first, though we were about half a mile away, we could hear them roaring and singing late into the night. And as for the second, the doctor staked his wig that, camped where they were in the marsh and unprovided with remedies, the half of them would be on their backs before a week. The next morning I was wakened by a bustle and the sound of voices.
"Flag of truce!"
I heard someone say, and then, immediately after, with a cry of surprise,
"Silver himself!"
And at that, up I jumped, and rubbing my eyes, ran to a loophole in the wall.